Yo, tis me. I'm outside. I don't know if this gonna come out crooked or straight or whatever like that. But anyways, I think you're supposed to center it. Hey, I brought my selfie stick today. I'm just gonna review Band of Brothers. Apparently people do watch my YouTube channel, and it's not just bots, so that's a good thing. Um, like, subscribe, buy merch if you so choose. But if not, it's okay. Um, um, oh, I watched this movie. Or it's a TV show. It's 10. It's like a mini series, 10 episodes. I thought it was good. I was kind of bored throughout it. Up until like episode 7. Then like they turned the emotional, like not the emotion. They just like events started happening that were, I feel like, more meaningful to the show. Um, but I didn't think. I thought the show was very interesting. It was very good, and it's based on a true story. And there's a lot of talk that it's like super historical accurate. You have the executive producers in Tom Hanks and Steven Spielberg. This is kind of like a spiritual sequel to Saving Private Ryan. It was done like 5 years after Saving Private Ryan, 5 or 4 years after Saving Private Ryan. And the way production is, it was probably like two or 3 years after Saving Private Ryan they started making it, and then they actually came out in 2001. There is a lot of what was I say? There's so much vibes of Lord of the Rings in this, and Lord of the Rings and Brandon Brothers came out the same year. It's just not a lot of stuff like movies or television or any media like series or whatever. Like there were books, or maybe not books, but not a lot of shows or movies come out with a lot of focus on friendship. That's not like romance, more of a platonic friendship and more of a camaraderie about it. And this, and also Lord of the Rings, executes it so perfectly. It does a really good job of allowing you to feel for the characters and feel involved and things like that. And even though it's I feel like the best thing about this is that it's like a real event. There's real stories. They set it up in a documentary style with all the people who were actually there, all the older guys who were actually there. And they're giving their heart out to this moment in history, but a moment in their lives that was real. And it's especially like if you're an American. Um, it's really heartfelt and really emotional and really like wow. It's like, and these were like the villains. Like we're talking about Nazis, people who are just like hell-bent on hate and killing people. It's like I don't know. It's like it's just very. You feel just very like they were going after the worst of the worst, the bad of the bad, for the protection of of us. To take care and allow us to have the freedom for me to even be recording this video. So there's definitely a lot of like, I'm grateful and I'm thankful to be here. I'm thankful for the military. I believe in military and teachers. I'll say that on my channel a million times. There are two things I believe in a lot: military and teachers. Because if you have soldiers and you have teachers, you're gonna have a good economy or good government. Um, but anyways, so just shout out, yeah, to like like I feel like people take it for granted when they're like, oh, thank you for your service. They actually don't really care. And then there's a lot of people I know, and I'm 27, but a lot of people in my like generation, my era, and like younger, like, no, defund the police and no government or no military or whatever like that. But like they do a lot, and they're really important. And it's kind of like, I know like there's so much things people take for granted, but you don't really understand the how important things are until you don't have them. And just even be able to have these people who served is very touching. And it's just that all this is resonating throughout the entire 10-part episode series. And I feel like it's very, I don't know what the way they did the graphics or the visuals or whatever like that, but it's very video game style, whereas like there's a lot of space between you and the other person, so you're just watching the characters like kind of in a point of view perspective, versus like it's like third whatever it was, third perspective, third dimensional, whatever it was. third person kind of view. It's a lot of kind of POVs that really let you be immersed in the setting. And the brilliant thing about this show is it's really slow. Like, it's really slow, which to me made it kind of boring. But on the other part, it made it really easy to like consume everything that's going on. It was not too complicated. Like, you watch a 1917 or you watch a lot of the war movies now, like, things are happening so quick. You're like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what happened. The movie's over, you know. But this is a slow cooker where it really just lets you kind of like it lets you consume and process everything that's going on. So you feel the effect that much more. I know, like, when the characters died in this, I was like, wow, the character died that I just knew for a bunch of episodes, versus like other war movies, the way they do it, the way the movies are executed. It's like, all right, 500 people died and I don't really know where the character's at. You know, it's not confusing. It's very it's not even that simple. It's just easy to understand, which makes the show, I think, as acclaimed that it is, because it's not like convoluted, which things can get too convoluted, and it's not focused on the cinematography. It's focused on the characters. It's focused on the relationships, which I know for this coming out in 2001, that is not something that happens that much in movies and television nowadays. It's a lot of focus on cinematography and pretty pictures and pushing one part of your story. It's like, I really want everyone to know this person was a dentist before they became a serial killer. It's like, okay, like, yo, I get it. Can you just tell me the whole story? And Steven Spielberg, the gatekeeper of the GOATs, he is one of the greatest of all times. And I always say he's the gatekeeper of the GOATs because he has a standard. Like, he sets the bar so high for every other director, and like only the elites, the best of the best directors, the people who has passion and talent can only, like, they're the only ones in the group who understand that, like, storytelling is everything. You have to tell a good story. That's the most important thing when you're watching it, you know. And Spielberg, as executive producer, you know he's going to have that seal of approval of everything is going to be about the story. You're going to get, you know, a beginning and an end, and everything is going to have, you know, a continuation. You know, it's going to have this real life feeling, and it's not going to be cartoony or have some weird third act or whatever like that. No, it's going to be solid, because that's what Steven Spielberg does. Whatever the script is, he's going to bring it to life. Yeah, shout out the gatekeeper of the GOAT, Steven Spielberg. And you know, Tom Hanks he's not only just a generational actor, he also just has a patience to him, which I see in this. I know there's a guy who directed it, but Tom Hanks has such a patience in all of his movies and his acting that really gives people time to understand what in the world is going on. And I know it sounds simple, but it's something that happens a lot, especially nowadays. I feel like it's getting worse, where it's like there's no breath in the filmmaking. There's no breath in the TV show to really understand it, unless you're like the top directors. Most people are like gobbledygook, this thing's happening, and Tom Hanks always has that patience, which, you know, again, allows people to register. And I think Undertaker is a pro wrestler in America. He always says this. He's a retired pro wrestler. He says more is less. Oh wait, less is more. Sorry. And that's something he always says. He always says less is more, less is more, less is more, less is more. And that's something Tom Hanks is really, really good at. You know, it's less is more. And yeah, it's a marvelous show. And then, like, especially the last two, three episodes, you're like, all right, I understand. But once you see what they're fighting for, the events and all the things like that, and you see the camps and things like that, and just even the reveal of the camps, the concentration camps, and then you see it, you're like, oh no, this is horrible, this is real, this is disgusting, it's grotesque, it's evil, you know. And it's like, this is what they're fighting for, this is what we fight against You know, kind of patriotic yet towards the minute, but it's like it's good. You know, it's good. It's really good. It's really meaningful, and it's not trying to be political. It's just saying this is the bad guys, these are the good guys, and everyone just trying to, you know, get out. All these soldiers are trying to do it, like serve and go back home. They all want to go back home, but they understand that there's a job to do. And then you have all the moving parts and pieces of the show. I think it's just a fascinating TV show that doesn't need to be talked about in these very, like, I don't know. I don't need to go on a 20-minute review because it's amazing, you know. And when the shows or the movie or book or whatever like that is really good, I want to just let it be really good because it does a lot of good things well. And I don't think there's not much. I feel like I need a critique with it. So, anyways, Band of Brothers, I think, is a great TV show. I do think it's a must watch because I feel like it's so patient with the audience, and it just gives you so much time to really understand what's going on, really see what the story is. And not a lot of things do that. Not a lot of things do it well. You got Steven Spielberg and Tom Hanks as executive producers. You know, and there's a lot of top name actors and stuff like that in this. Not top name, but there's a lot of like C-list, really good C-list actors in this joint. And I had a really good time watching this. Like the beginning, I was like, but you know, like if it finishes strong and the ending is good and meaningful and not a waste of my time, then I will enjoy it. So I enjoyed it. Band of Brothers, 2001. Go check it out.